Freeport friends. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in today. In today's episode, it's all about health and wellness, featuring incredible people running practices and small businesses dedicated to helping us live our best lives right here in Freeport, of course. So stick around. This is a jam-packed episode, and I think there's something here for everyone. But first, a quick message from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by The Lumbery in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. As we head into spring, Lumbery is your go-to source for Maine-based wood suppliers with beautiful cedar, perfect for outdoor projects. They have pre-made garden beds ready to go, or you can buy cedar to build your own beds or even a DIY sauna. Cedar is naturally rot-resistant, durable, and built to handle Maine weather. Lumbery also sells and builds thermary saunas, crafted with premium thermally modified wood for durability, performance, and that clean, modern Scandinavian look. Whether you're planting something new this spring or creating a space to unwind year-round, Lumbery has the materials and expertise to make your project a reality. Lumbery, Maine wood, built beautifully. Go check them out online or in person at their flagship store located at 287 Ocean House Road, Cape Elizabeth, Maine. And feel free to use the promo code GOODWOOD for 10% off an online order. And now, let's get into the show. First up, Emily's story. So first up today is Emily Carl, and she is a person who truly embodies the word passion, like literally. As a teacher, one of my favorite units to teach is Greek and Latin roots and affixes, so this connection really stood out to me. The Latin root of passion comes from path, meaning feeling, and in Greek, path refers to disease and is often connected to the idea of suffering. As a mobile primary care nurse, Emily authentically lives at the intersection of those meanings. She is a deeply feeling-based, trauma-informed, and skilled healthcare specialist who meets patients where they're at and cares for the whole person. Emily grew up in Mid-Coast, Maine, in a community that surrounded her family with care during seasons of serious illness and hardship. Sickness touched her family deeply. Her brother experienced severe illness, and when her father became sick during her teenage years, she was designated to help make medical decisions. In many ways, she grew up quickly, but she also grew up in a powerful example of community. She learned early about shared resources, relationship building, and what it means to show up for one another. Those experiences shaped her entire view of healthcare. And while her father gave her a symbolic gift, a set of scrubs, encouraging her toward nursing, at first she resisted, but the calling and the scrubs always stayed with her. Literally. Emily's path into healthcare was anything but straightforward. She began as an anthropology major, working as a medical research assistant and studying the human side of medicine. From there, she moved into EMS as a 911 responder and EMT, helping people in some of their most urgent and vulnerable moments. Her heart then led her to Guatemala for mission work, which shaped her next role as a cultural broker in partnership with Maine Medical Center. There, she worked alongside immigrant and refugee communities, helping bridge gaps and improve access to care. She later became a forensic nurse, supporting survivors of sexual assault, and eventually stepped into the classroom to teach and mentor nursing students, giving back to the very profession that shaped her. Each chapter deepened her experience and sharpened her perspective, ultimately leading her to primary care. But during the COVID pandemic, she burned out, not from caring for people, but from working within a system that made it harder to care the way she believed was possible. So once again, Emily pivoted. Emily entered primary care believing it would be centered around relationships and care. Instead, she found something very different. Clerical demands, bureaucracy, insurance-driven decision-making. Patients felt like numbers. Care felt transactional. Through both her own frustration and what she saw patients experiencing, she had a realization that healthcare isn't about sickness. It's about living, and it's about helping people live fully and building systems that support that. And this is what inspired her to start her own practice. So what is primary care? For Emily, primary care is personal. You won't be a number in her care. You won't be rushed through an appointment or reduced to a chart. She takes the time to listen, to understand, and to care deeply. When you sit across from her, you'll get her full attention and her full commitment. She believes authentic care means being accessible, trustworthy, and in true partnership. The proof of care isn't insurance or paperwork. It's the relationship. You and she together, patient and provider unified in care. Emily's practice is membership-based direct primary care. She often compares it to a gym membership or a streaming service. Patients pay a simple monthly fee and in return have direct access to her expertise, her time, and her care. That membership, open to people of all ages and stages of life, provides longer appointments, same or next day visits whenever possible, and direct communication with Emily. She can write prescriptions, order lab work and imaging, and coordinate referrals. Care happens wherever it works best for the patient, at home, at work, or a walk in nature, or via telehealth, with evening and weekend appointments available for added flexibility. It's the kind of ongoing relationship that traditional insurance based models often make difficult. There's no rushing through a 10-minute time slot and no third party dictating how care is delivered. And Emily lives right here in Freeport, a community she loves and is invested in. She actively partners with the Freeport Chamber of Commerce and connects with local providers to build a network of care that benefits not just Freeport, but many neighboring communities as well. For Emily, healthcare is as much about community as it is about the individual, bringing people together, supporting one another, and creating a space where wellness thrives. Her care is straightforward, transparent, authentic, and built on partnership, just like Emily. So reach out to Emily Carl. Her website link is in the show notes, and become a patient of primary care professional who truly wants to partner with you, support your health, and help you live your best life. Ashley's story. One of the trendiest topics in health right now is the microbiome. And if that's something that resonates with you, you'll want to listen up. While she may come across as quiet and unassuming, Ashley Smalley is relentless when it comes to helping people uncover and address the root of their digestive and microbiome health challenges. Ashley is a registered dietitian and nutritionist who, like Emily Carl, discovered her passion for this work early in life. Like many in the health and wellness space, Ashley's journey began with her own early struggles. From a young age, she faced undiagnosed digestive issues and food sensitivities, which prompted her and her mother to seek care in a variety of ways. Looking back over the past 30 years, it's clear how much the healthcare landscape has evolved, especially regarding non-Western alternative approaches. While Ashley's family primarily relied on traditional medical professionals, her mother was unusually open to exploring alternative therapies in search of solutions for her daughter. As the child of a Western trained doctor myself, I can attest to how progressive this was. My own parents, I suppose, out of fear and limited understanding, tended to dismiss alternative care back then. In that context, Ashley's mother's willingness to explore every possible avenue stands out to me as remarkable and forward thinking. Her early experiments with diet helped her modify and exclude certain foods that bothered her. Today, this is commonly known as an elimination diet, widely recognized as a powerful first step in assessing food sensitivities and other digestive issues. This experience was transformational for Ashley, not only improving her own health, but also planting a seed of curiosity about how the body functions and the many factors that influence overall wellness. She recalls that some of her early digestive challenges also affected her moods and emotions. When the physical symptoms eased, she noticed a striking change. She was noticeably less angry, a remarkable insight for someone so young. These early healthcare struggles became the foundation for a growing interest in the body and how we care for it. Strike that. These early health struggles became the foundation for a growing interest in the body and how we care for it. For the next several years, Ashley followed a fairly traditional path, attending college and navigating post college life at several accomplished institutions. Though she spent time away from Maine, she maintained her interest in health and wellness, eventually returning to New England to pursue her goal of becoming a registered dietitian by enrolling in the nutrition program at Simmons College and later entering the Tufts graduate program. Her training included clinical rotations in hospitals, ICUs, and outpatient clinics. But the high stress environment of a busy urban hospital confirmed that this was not where she wanted to build her long term career. And after meeting her husband in Boston, they moved to Iowa to support his career. Despite her initial hesitation about hospital work, Ashley took a position at a small community hospital, which became one of her most rewarding professional experiences. She appreciated the close-knit community and the team-centered approach to patient care, which allowed her to make meaningful connections with both colleagues and patients. Eventually, Ashley and her husband moved back to Maine and right here in Freeport to start their family. Her work shifted to part-time, but she continued learning independently and exploring new areas in nutrition. A reconnection with a colleague led her to functional nutrition training, which ultimately opened the doors for her to start her own private practice. Today, Ashley Smalley Digestive Health and Nutrition serves clients both online and from her office on Route 1 in Freeport. Notably, Ashley accepts a wide range of insurance providers, many of which cover digestive health and nutrition-focused therapies. So be sure to check your insurance benefits to see if this is covered for you. For those unfamiliar Functional nutrition focuses on identifying the root causes of digestive and other health challenges with an emphasis on how the body's various systems interact. In addition to diet, Ashley considers factors such as exercise, sleep, stress, lifestyle habits, and environmental exposures, offering a holistic approach to wellness. Although she works with a variety of nutrition concerns, digestive health remains her core specialty. Common issues Ashley can treat include digestive discomfort, bloating, microbiome imbalances, and a commonly overlooked and less known condition called SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. SIBO occurs when bacteria that normally live in the large intestine begin growing in the small intestine, which can disrupt digestion and impact a person's overall wellness. Through her thorough and personalized approach, Ashley has supported many clients in managing complex digestive issues and improving gut health. Another area gaining attention in the wellness world is environmental health, especially mold exposure and its potential impact on the body. For Ashley, this is personal. Whether she wanted to or not, Ashley has learned firsthand how mold exposure can influence a wide range of symptoms, including fatigue, inflammation, and other health challenges, and she recognizes its growing significance as a potential contributor to chronic health issues. Through all this, Ashley values collaborative care. One of the most encouraging parts of the wellness space is the sense of community among practitioners. Her work often intersects with others in fields such as integrative medicine, physical therapy, acupuncture, and other specialties. In fact, her physical practice shares space with an integrative health practice featured in this episode coming up. Sharing resources and referrals helps clients find the right care for their specific needs. Understanding that health challenges are rarely one-dimensional, Ashley embraces a team-based approach, allowing her to address client needs more comprehensively and create a more effective, dynamic care experience. So, reach out to Ashley Smalley Digestive Health and Nutrition with any of your digestive health needs. Her website link is in the show notes, of course. She's here to help you feel your best, support your gut health, and guide you toward lasting wellness. Luke's story. As some of you may already know, one of my newest favorite wellness practices is the Nordic circuit. You know the one: sauna session, cold dip, hot tub, rest, repeat. As I talked about in an earlier episode, these hot and cold rituals come with some pretty incredible health benefits. Just ask the Scandinavians, Canadians, Koreans, and plenty of other cultures where these traditions are part of everyday life. And here's something you might not know. In addition to the beautiful drip sauna tucked behind the Brewster House bed and breakfast, there's another incredible sauna experience right on the Wolfsnecks property. How lucky are we, Freeporters? And if this is news to you, then I'm especially excited to introduce you to Timberstone and its owner, Luke Barber. One of the best parts of making a podcast that highlights people, places, and spaces in the town I get to call home is getting the chance to meet incredible folks whose stories you might never hear otherwise. That's exactly what draws me to this work, though I barely feel qualified to call it work. Luke Barber is one of those fascinating people. He's a young man who's already lived a remarkably full life, and his story is just as engaging as you'd hope. I was first introduced to Luke by his mom, who I worked with for nearly 20 years. She was the school nurse at the school where I teach, and like so many moms, she would casually share stories of her sons throughout the school day. While I'd heard a bit about Luke in passing, getting the chance to hear his full story firsthand, his experiences growing up, his diverse work background, and his knowledge and confidence across so many different industries was truly impressive, especially considering all he's already accomplished in his mere 30-ish years. To me, Luke seems like someone who's already lived several lives. At just 17, he began dabbling in photography, which remarkably led to a gig with National Geographic. From there, he moved into the world of medical sales, where he was involved in an innovative hip surgery procedure, and later transitioned into the cybersecurity industry. But in many of those roles, he rarely saw the direct impact of his work. Feeling a bit burned out and searching for something more fulfilling, Luke took a leap when a friend mentioned a trip to Norway. Soon enough, he found himself venturing across the Atlantic to the stunning Lofoten Islands and the northern city of Tromsø. And for what I keep hearing, this place has a way of leaving a lasting impression on people. It was in Tromsø where Luke was first introduced to a floating sauna, though his interest in sauna culture actually began a little bit earlier in Germany. While there for cybersecurity work, Luke was exhausted and took advantage of the hotel's spa sauna. Afterward, he returned to his room and slept a full 8 hours, something he hadn't managed to do in years, and he was shocked. So when this opportunity came up in Norway and it included a floating sauna experience, he was all in. In preparing this episode, I had to do my homework on Tromsø, this lively little city far above the Arctic Circle. And of course, Pust, the floating sauna. Listeners, I'm ready to book my trip. Who's coming with me? The word Pust means breathe in Norwegian and captures the spirit of the experience. Slow down, breathe deeply, and reconnect with your body and surroundings. Nestled among fjords, snow dusted mountains, and dramatic Arctic skies, Tromsø is often called the gateway to the Arctic. And though the surrounding waters are deep and icy, the Gulf Stream keeps the climate surprisingly mild for a city so far north. From what I've read and seen in my research, this setting makes it ideal. Some even call it magical for floating saunas. Stepping out of a hot wood-fired sauna and plunging into the icy fjord combines extreme heat and cold, creating an experience that's both physically invigorating and mentally meditative. It's the blend of isolation, stunning natural beauty, and extreme temperature contrasts that give saunas here their unique health benefits. And for Luke and many others, the experience is both physically refreshing and mentally restorative in ways that are hard to put into words. It was in Tromsø that Luke and his wife Allison, who co-owns Timberstone, decided they wanted to bring this special experience back home. And so Timberstone Sauna was born. The name Timberstone is simply derived from what you see, feel, smell, and experience in the rustic sauna setting. Sitting on planks of timber heated by wood, looking out toward the sea dotted with rocks and stones. You get the idea. Timberstone. But it wasn't all easy going for Luke. After pitching a sauna idea to several local communities, permitting and zoning barriers for a new type of business were a common theme. Ever resourceful, he pivoted toward private partnerships. Leveraging a Nordic skiing connection and shared values, like a love of winter sports and a desire to create affordable community events, Timberstone forged a partnership with Pineland Farms in New Gloucester. But after a year, Luke was ready to find another location that could accommodate a cold plunge feature. And when an opportunity arose through a connection with his wife's work, they jumped in. Get it? Cold plunge. Jump in. Nestled right over the one-car bridge as you enter the Wolf's Neck farm grounds, you'll see a large green structure. In fact, it's a repurposed race car trailer that Luke hand-built himself. Did I mention Luke's also a carpenter by trade? After starting a family and rediscovering the satisfaction of hands-on work, of seeing his labor result in a finished product, Luke took it upon himself to build the sauna entirely on his own, start to finish. Using cedar boards, rock wool insulation, and some creative design, Luke built a spacious sauna that can accommodate up to 9 people. It includes a rustic changing area and a large window that draws your gaze out toward the mouth of the Harriseket River, where it meets Casco Bay. The Harvia finished stove that generously heats the space features a sleek design, combining steel and stones to create a soft, even heat. Guests can gently sprinkle cool water, sometimes scented with lavender or spruce essential oils, over the rocks, adding humidity and a quick burst of intense heat that opens the lungs and deepens the sense of relaxation. It's lovely. And if you're not already aware, regular sauna use is known to offer impressive benefits for both physical and mental well-being, improving circulation, aiding muscle recovery and pain relief, promoting better sleep, reducing stress, and helping the body detoxify through sweating. And if you're brave enough to take a quick plunge into the cold waters of the bay, that hot and cold contrast may enhance those benefits even further. And this is why Luke is so passionate about helping to grow sauna culture right here in Freeport, Maine. You can book a session at Timberstone. The link, of course, will be in the show notes. Join a community time slot, reserve a private session, or bring a group of friends for a cozy, restorative experience. Whether you're seeking a moment of calm, a boost for your body, or just a chance to unplug and connect with friends, Timberstone Sauna offers an experience that's as restorative as it is memorable. And Luke would like to extend his heartfelt thanks to his parents, his wife's parents, and friends Connor and Reese for supporting him along the way. So go check out Timberstone Sauna today. Kyeonsung's story. I first met Kyeonsung Beck and Dylan Newcomb when I moved into our home here in Freeport. They're not just incredible neighbors. They're also the reason I'm so excited to feature this episode. What started as a small home-based approach to therapy and fitness has grown into a thriving practice, drawing attention from the community and beyond. Conveniently located at 15 Main Street, their Freeport Mind Body Fitness Studio shares space with other local businesses and sits right across from the fire and police stations, making it a true neighborhood hub. Open for just over 2 years, they've created a space that's both versatile and calming. a perfect complement to the synchronized, breath focused, flowing movements their practice offers. 2,400 square foot studio welcomes you with a warm, inviting check in area, but you won't stay there for long. Just beyond the curtain, a spacious, multifunctional studio opens up, hosting a variety of classes from yoga and group gyrotonic sessions to other preparatory movement work, alongside the custom designed gyrotonic equipment. Kyeonsung is originally from Korea, and it's where she met her husband Dylan, connecting over a shared passion for dance. For Kyeonsung, this work is both deeply personal and professional, a practice born from her own journey to healing that she now shares with others seeking mobility, strength, and balance. After a back injury left her searching for lasting relief, Kyeonsung discovered a gyrotonic studio while studying dance and found the movement-based solution she had been looking for. Created by former dance Julio Horvath in the late 1970s, Gyrotonic is based on the idea of moving the body through circular flowing patterns, using macro integrated movements and synchronized breath to strengthen and tone without placing excessive strain on the joints. It also incorporates specially designed equipment, similar to what looks like at first an upright Pilates reformer, that uses weighted resistance to support smooth, fluid movement. Each machine is tailored for different exercises and guided by an instructor, offering hands-on, individualized support that builds confidence while ensuring proper form. At its core, the method focuses on balancing healthy spinal and core movement with breath, helping to stimulate the nervous system, increase circulation, improve flexibility, and even support cardiovascular health. And movement matters at every age and stage of life. While the most typical client may be a gracefully aging woman, this holistic practice truly benefits everyone. Kyeonsung works with a wide range of clients, from Olympic-level athletes and dancers to those recovering from injury, those looking to prevent it, or simply those wanting to move and feel better in their bodies. What many clients share is a renewed sense of freedom through functional mobility, especially when it comes to balance and coordination. It's the ability to catch yourself before a fall, to feel steady on uneven terrain, and to move through everyday life with greater ease and confidence. And listeners, if I can add a personal note, I've been encouraging my mom to try this practice, and she finally has. After just a few introductory sessions, she's already noticing stronger core support, standing more upright, and feeling more confident in her balance, especially when navigating stairs. She'll be proudly turning 80 this summer. Well, she'll want me to say 49. And I truly believe that with the support of this practice, she'll continue to thrive for many years to come. So be sure to check out Freeport Mind Body Fitness. Their website, of course, will be linked in the show notes, and experience for yourself the joy, strength, and empowerment that Gyrotonic has to offer. Manea's story. Last but certainly not least is my friend Manea Haworth, a true powerhouse woman who opened her own functional medicine practice, Vital Life Functional Medicine, in 2023, right here in Freeport. Seeking more autonomy and a better work-life balance to support her family, she brought her vision to life just minutes from home. You can find her practice at 491 US Route 1 in the same building as Athena Cantina and Thai Garden. Originally from China, Maine, and later moving to the Waterville area, Manea grew up as an aspiring athlete where health and wellness were a focus, championed by her mother. She initially set out to study pre-med at the University of Vermont, but, like many students, found herself feeling a bit lost. Everything shifted after an outward-bound experience out west, where time and nature sparked reflection and helped her find clarity about her path. She returned to Maine with a renewed sense of purpose, enrolling at the University of Maine to study athletic training and nutrition. Through clinical experiences, she discovered a passion for patient care, which ultimately led her to pursue an accelerated Master's of Science degree in nursing through USM and begin her career in conventional medicine. Right out of school, Manea began working at a community health center in Maine's Mid-Coast region, where she quickly fell into the fast-paced rhythm of conventional primary care. Brief patient visits, diagnosing symptoms, prescribing medications, and moving on. Despite her dedication, she found herself feeling increasingly unfulfilled. During this time, she experienced a family tragedy that not only changed the trajectory of her career, but also seemed to guide her toward a path she may have always been meant to pursue. At just 45 years old, Manea's brother tragically died of colon cancer. With no family history of the disease, she was left questioning why it happened, how it happened, and whether it could have been prevented. This ultimately pushed her to think outside the box and led her to apply to the Institute for Functional Medicine, where she participated in an immersive week-long training experience in Arizona. So if you're like me, you might be wondering, what is functional medicine? How does it differ from more conventional approaches? What could it offer you? And what does it look like, both as a patient and a practitioner? Well, let's get into it. Manea describes functional medicine as a root cause, whole person approach that blends conventional medical training with a deeper investigation into lifestyle, environment, and individual history. Her patient process is highly detailed and personalized. Initial visits are 2 hours long to establish care and begin developing a relationship with the patient. From there, she maps a patient's full life timeline from birth to present, with focus areas including but not limited to environmental exposures, sleep quality, digestion and gut health, stress, and life events. From there, she uses targeted testing and personalized intervention to address underlying causes, not just symptoms. Common areas she treats include chronic unexplained symptoms, hormonal imbalances, especially in women, gut health issues, mold toxicity and environmental illness, histamine intolerance, and mast cell activation. She also works in preventative care, helping patients improve health span, focusing on metabolic health, cardiovascular health, and early detection of disease. Manea operates independently of traditional healthcare systems like Intermed or Maine Health, yet she maintains her nursing and advanced practice licenses and integrates conventional care when appropriate. While many patients come to her after exhausting traditional medical options, often feeling dismissed, unheard, or without answers, she especially enjoys working with those who want to take a proactive approach, mapping out long term health goals with a focus on disease prevention. Her practice differs in that she spends significantly more time with excuse me, patients. She investigates deeper interconnected causes, and she combines medical knowledge with lifestyle based interventions. Since opening her practice just a few years ago, she describes the work as deeply fulfilling, especially being able to truly help patients solve complex health issues. Her goal is not to just treat illness, but to understand it, helping patients uncover the why behind their symptoms and build sustainable long term health. So, if you're ready to take a more intentional approach to your health, consider setting up an appointment with Manea and let her help guide you on that journey. Be sure to check the show notes for links to Vital Life Functional Medicine, of course. And that's a wrap. If this episode felt a bit long, I really appreciate you sticking with me. Bringing together 5 different people and businesses into one episode was definitely a challenge. Going forward, you'll likely see a shift toward focusing more on one person or one business at a time. And for what's next, my upcoming episode will feature our very own RSU5 Superintendent Tom Gray. So stick with me, and that will be out very soon. For more information about Freeport Local, you can email me at freeportlocal@gmail.com or follow our social at Freeport Local on Instagram. And if you like the show, please, please, please give us a rating and a 5-star review, as it truly helps us get discovered. And don't forget to check out my other show, Pod Talk. That's PODTOK, a fresh, fun podcast that recommends other podcasts in unique ways. And of course, be sure to share this show with friends, family, coworkers, visitors, and anyone who loves a great podcast series. Thank you so, so, so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day.